Just finished up wiring an air conditioning unit at a house, and noticed that the meter socket is getting kind of pulled off the house. There's a underground service line, lateral going into the house, coming up into the meter socket. So it's a underground lateral service, 200 amp. But there's no expansion fitting, so it's obvious that over time the trench and the pipe and everything settled, and now it's pulling the meter socket off the house. Not too good. So just add a little bit to that job for changing that out. Started a work order with the power company to come out and shut it off, because it comes out of a underground with a transformer. So have them come out and just shut that down. Probably a few hours worth of work. We'll bill them probably half a day anyways, and get that all squared away. Hopefully we can salvage the meter socket. There's no damage to the meter socket. So I had to change out a meter riser feeder pipe that went into a meter. It was pulling the meter off the house, So it's like, like a lot of these utilities are funny because they don't want you touching their stuff live, So it's like, okay, so we do a work order with them, and they're going to come out and disconnect the lines. So we schedule it all up. So the guy's a little early. He calls me up. Hey, Paul, I'm out here. Where are you? We're going to disconnect this meter socket. That's my message. I'm like, oh shit, I'm not there yet. So it's like, I always like to be there before they get there, because they kind of like to let you know that, you're not there. So it's like, I always like to be there a little early. But anyways, I get there, and this guy Dave, he's like, hey, it's an old subdivision, and it's all underground lines, and he's like, I don't know if I can disconnect this lateral to the house, because it's like it's all tied into a big monkey fist inside of a handhole. He's like, how about if I just disconnect it at the meter socket? And I'm like, Dave, I could do that, Dave. I could do that. He's like, well, all right, well, if you want to do it. I said, well, no, you're here. If something, God forbid, something happens, then it's going to be on me. Yeah, you do it, okay? And so, so anyways, I ran off to get an expansion fitting for it, because I wasn't ready for the guy. So, while I was away, he took the lines off the meter side, right, on the line side, or the meter, right? And he taped them up and stuff. It was good. So everything was great. So when I got back, I was able to loosen up the load side. There's a couple different pipe feeders into it. Remove those. Push the meter socket up, and then pull the lines out underneath it. And then I got my hacksaw, and I got actually the sawzall around the 2-inch pipe. Smacked it with my hammer, and scored around the 2-inch pipe. Smacked it with a hammer, broke the pipe right there, perfect, and then slid that piece off, and then mounted my expansion fitting, and I got it all in place. And it's like, and I text him like, hey, I'm ready. Where are you? I'm ready to retie in, right? So when he gets there, it was like totally all old school, all the way, right? So it was like live wires onto the meter socket, right? And he can't get the lug on because of it's just an old meter socket with very close tolerances to each other. So he's got an insulated pad on one side, and he's pushing the lug to the other side, trying to get the lug top on so he can tighten down on it. And so he's having trouble getting it there. So it's like, so now I'm in there with a screwdriver over his shoulder, pushing onto the lug to make room for the connection piece there. So it'll get the little tab that gets on there. It was just like, oh, okay. This, I've done so many live work like this, and it's like nobody wants you doing this anymore. So so they're pushing these cables, the lugs sideways, so you can get the 2-part lug together, right? All 3 lugs had to do that, and then because I raised the meter, the lines were tight, so then I got channel locks on the cable on the wire insulation jacket, and using the meter socket as a pry to push up that wire. while he's in there with his ratchet tightened down on the lugs. It was all live, and it was like, it's not high voltage. It's only 12208 in residential, but it's a multi-tap transformer it's coming from. So like if something happened, it'd be a pretty good arc flash. So like, but like it was just like, it's like, like like I'm sure you guys all go through with it, where it's like everybody is so uptight about working live and shutting stuff down, and it's like, yeah, that's the ideal thing, but like you still have to be able to manhandle it. You got to have to really get in there and take charge of the system in front of you live sometimes. Like because like he didn't want to disconnect the big monkey fist of wires in a like a manhole to disconnect this 1 meter socket. And like I'm sure like many guys out there have, like, you change services live, you go up in the ladder and you're just tying on the lines live. I mean, we just do it. But every place you go, no live policy, no working live policy, no working live policy, no working live policy, right? Insurance certificate, no working live policy. So like, I don't know, like if something happens, I guess everyone has an out for your dead body, right? So if something happens, you blow your hands off. It's like, it's all on you, So I don't know, but I guess it's what it is, right? It's like, but like, at least the guy was stuck with it. The way he didn't like say like, oh, gotta call out another service truck, gotta now disconnect the transformer and probably disconnect a bunch of houses on this one transformer feed to take care of this 1 meter socket. Everything went fine. It's like I've never seen an arc flash in my whole time doing this stuff. So it happens. Yeah, it happens, but I haven't seen it happen. So anyways, it worked out.